Hey guys, so today's video is a makeup tutorial on the look I'm wearing right now. It's basically the same look I was wearing in my Too Faced Peaches and Creams collection review. A couple of things on my face are different, but the eye look is pretty much exactly the same. And I had so many comments in that video requesting a tutorial on this look, so here it is for you guys. The only palette I used on my eyes is the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. I used pretty much every single shade in this palette except 3 of them. So yes, love this look. I hope you guys do too. And if you want to see how to create this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I've already primed my eyes and now I'm going to take the Just Peachy Mattes palette and I'm going to dip into Peach Butter and I'm just going to use this to set down the eyeshadow primer so it's not tacky or sticky. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Peach Tea, and this is going to be my transition color, and I'm pretty much going to put this everywhere. But I'm really focusing this on the outer corners. I'm kind of like dragging it up. I don't know if you can tell there, but so it looks kind of like a cat eye effect. I'm still applying it in my crease and in my outer corners, as you can see, but I am dragging it outwards towards the end of my brow. Now I'm going in with the shade Peach Cobbler, and I'm just going to use this kind of in the same way I used that other shade, but I'm focusing this one more on the lid and in the crease. I'm not dragging it up too much. I want to make sure everything stays nice and blended and diffused, so I went in with a brush that didn't have any eyeshadow on it, and I just buffed out the edges, but then I took Just Peachy and I used this shade to help blend everything. So I'm not doing a cut crease or anything, but I am going to take my concealer and I'm going to carve out the inner corners. Not really carve it out, but I'm just applying this on the inner half, not inner corners, but like the inner half of my eye, because the peach eyeshadow I'm going to put down, I want it to look as vibrant as possible, and since we were blending so many eyeshadows, I want to make sure it like sticks to a nice clean canvas. So I'm going to take the shade Peaches and Cream and I'm just going to apply that everywhere I applied the concealer. I'm going back into Peach Cobbler and I'm doing the same thing I did earlier with this shade, focusing this on the outer corners and dragging it into the crease as well, just so that that peach color fades nicely into that eyeshadow. I'm taking the shade Peach Tart and I'm going to focus this color on my lid, but mainly on the outer corners. And I'm also going to drag and blend this color out towards the end of my brows to give my eyes like that cat eye look I was talking about earlier. So mainly packing this on the outer corners and just dragging it up. Here I'm just intensifying the peach shade, and then I'm going to go into Fresh Picked and I'm just blending everything together, making sure there are no harsh edges and that everything like blends into one another. This look requires a lot of blending. For my brow bone, I'm taking Peach Meringue and I'm using this to highlight. And then I'm going to go back into Peach Tart and I'm just going to intensify the outer corners. I wanted it just a little bit darker, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I just took a makeup wipe to clean up the fallout and to create that sharp cat eye look at the edge of my eyes. Alright, so for my face, I'm going to apply some primer and moisturizer. I'm going to do a little bit of a cocktail. This is something I just recently picked up. I've actually never used this before. This is the Ren Clean Skincare Perfect Canvas Silicone-Free Skin Finishing Serum. You're supposed to use this after moisturizer. It says to use 1 to 2 drops and pat this on the skin until it's fully absorbed, and supposedly it's great for underneath makeup. But it does say for those of you in a rush, simply add to your moisturizer. I'm not in a rush, but I'm gonna add it to my moisturizer. This is the Kiehls Ultra Facial Moisturizer. By the way, I think I'm losing my voice. My friend came over last night and she was sick, and as soon as she walked in through the door, I was like, oh no, you're gonna get me sick. And look at me, I woke up with a sore throat. I just knew it. Everybody who's sick around me passes it to me. I have the world's worst immune system. I'm always sick, always. So I'm gonna take like 2 drops of this, it says. And then I'm just gonna mix it in with the moisturizer. When you first drop this onto your skin, like on your hand, and you blend it in, it gets really, really sticky. But I really wanted to mix it in with my moisturizer because my skin is feeling really dry today. Alright, and for foundation, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. I'm in the shade Light Beige. And I'm going to apply this using a beauty blender. I'm sure you guys already know how I feel about this foundation if you saw my review. But I really like it. I know a lot of people say it breaks them out. I was reading your comments, but I haven't noticed any breakouts, at least not yet, and I've been wearing it a lot. So hopefully it doesn't break me out because now it's in like the back of my mind. Now I'm gonna apply some concealer just to conceal some of these dark circles and to highlight my face. I'm gonna use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Light Neutral. It's a little bit light for me right now, but when you blend it in and all of that, it ends up working out. Alright, so I know it looks a little bit bright underneath the eyes, but we're gonna fix that with this guy. This is the Wowder from Glossier. It's their loose face powder, and this is in the shade Light Medium. I have to pick up the shade Light if they have it, because this is just a hair too dark for underneath the eyes, but on the rest of my face it's fine. So I just applied that to my entire face, as you saw. I love this powder, it's so good. Definitely one of my top 5 favorite powders I've ever tried. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my eye makeup. I'm gonna take the shade Peach Tea. It's the color we originally used in the crease, and I'm just packing this color on my lower lash line. I want it to be really, really smoky under there, so I'm just pretty much putting that everywhere. I'm gonna go into Peach Tart on a smaller little pencil brush, and I'm focusing this color on the outer half of my eye, and I'm dragging it up so that it connects with the eyeshadow on my top lid. I don't know if you can tell what I was doing there, but I went into Chocolate Dipped. It's the darkest shadow in the palette, and I applied some on the outer corners of my eyes, but I'm mainly using this shadow on the lower lash line, and I'm dragging it up to kind of create like a winged liner. And I'm also putting some of this really close to my top lashes as well. I mean, you see what I'm doing. I'm kind of creating like eyeliner with eyeshadow. And this step really makes the eyes pop because it looks like, you know, you have like the eyeliner extended out, gives you a nice cat eye effect, and I really love how it looks. Now I'm just applying mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Alright, so the eyes are completely done. Now I can go ahead and finish up the face. I'm gonna contour my face using the Palm Island bronzer from Ciate. This is what the bronzer looks like, by the way. I really like this bronzer. It applies really smoothly. I like it. Okay, so I want to bronze up the skin a little bit more with something that has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I'm going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm going to dip into the Private Party bronzer from Colourpop. And you can't tell, but this has a very slight sheen to it. So I'm just going to apply this to the skin. For blush, I'm going to go in with something peachy, of course. This is the Burts Bees blush in Bare Peach. I love this blush. It's very subtle and very natural, but I like how it makes the skin look. It's barely noticeable, but when it's on the skin, you could really see. I don't know if you can tell. It just gives the cheeks a very subtle luminosity. Okay, we are almost done, almost done. Just gonna apply some highlight to my face. I'm gonna take the Colourpop Gimme More highlight palette and I'm gonna dip into the only highlight I use basically. I like a couple of the other ones, but this one right here, this is the winner. They need to release it in a single. Alright, so now I want my skin to look as natural and as skin-like as possible. So I'm gonna apply some setting spray so that the highlight can just melt into the skin and all the powder products can do that as well. I feel like I said powder. I'm gonna take my Morphe Prep and Set Makeup Setting Spray. I'm just gonna let that dry. I'm gonna finish off the look with my lip color. I'm just gonna put on the same lip I was wearing in my Peaches and Cream review, but I am gonna top it off with like a lip gloss kind of thing. So I'm gonna take the Too Faced Peach Kiss lipstick in the shade Sunday Funday. I forgot to mention this in my review, but these lipsticks have the most potent scent. Out of everything in the collection, the lipsticks smell the strongest. And it stays lingering for a while. Like I smell this lipstick on my mouth for a while. Alright, so I really love how matte lips look with this look because it's all matte. And I think that looks really nice. But just to change things up, I'm gonna go over it with this guy. This is the Benefit Punch Pop. Did I say Punch Pop? On the back it says liquid lip color, but I think it's just like a liquefied version of a lipstick and it actually has like a glossy finish. So I'm just gonna apply that on top of this. Okay, so that completes this look. Absolutely love how it turned out. I've done this look a few times with this palette already and I love it every time. It's perfect for so many occasions. But yes, that completes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and I will see you in my next video. Bye. But I used all the colors, but I used all the other. This is the Ren Clean Skincare. This is Potter products. All right, I'm everywhere. I love this palette.